welcome back to Harris Family Adventures. It is not just me for this video. I brought my travel partner, Reese. So we have our notes. They're on the back of our, all together Italy map. Gate 1 we traveled with an escorted tour. They gave us a lot of maps, so we didn't actually use the maps for map purposes. We used them for paper purposes. So this is going to be the video of our first full day in Venice, starting with when we arrived. So here are some notes that I have, and feel free to add anything. It wasn't too difficult when we got off the plane. Do you remember that, Bub? Mm-hmm. It wasn't too crazy. We didn't check any luggage. We didn't have to worry about that. It was a little busy and chaotic, but it wasn't too nuts. And they had told us, because we also booked our transfers. We didn't book our flights through Gate 1 because I booked them too early that you couldn't book a flight at that time. But I had booked our transfers through Gate 1. So they had said to look for their sign. Oh, first customs though. So we're gonna have our customs story from Chicago coming back, and that's gonna be very different. Italy, they've got their customs down pat. I think we waited in line for 3 minutes, and then we went up. We still had our masks on. They had us pull down our masks. They had 2 people behind the desks, and they stamped our passports, and we were through. So then we went to look for our sign for Gate 1. So there was a sign that said Gate 1 and then somebody's name, I don't remember. I was like, well, that's not us. So we walked down. There's all the people with signs. We walked down, and I was like, well, let's go back. We'll just ask that Gate 1 person, like, where our sign might be. And I said, well, we're Gate 1, but that's not our name. And she said, oh, no. I think she was waiting for Gate 1 people and that specific person, because they didn't do just Gate 1 transfers. So that's how we found our transfer then. Okay. So then we were with a group of 8 people, and we kind of thought maybe they were with our tour. They were not with our tour. And she said we were the last ones of our group to arrive. So then she gave us one ticket thing to share for all of us, and she gave us all of these directions. We had to go up an elevator, like lots of, she's like, it's like a 5-minute walk on moving walkways, which is a really long ways, but that was accurate. And then down, and then find our boat. So we can put some video in here of us kind of in the taxi area, like every airport has, but obviously in Venice, it's water. So then we took the boat ride. So we have some pictures. Somebody offered to take our picture, and we were sitting next to 2 other people, and they thought that we were together. So they had all 4 of us in the picture. And we're like, well, we don't know them, but that's fine. And then just Reese and I. And we sat in the back part of the boat. We thought, oh, that'll be cool. It was cool, but it was real hot. It was real hot. That's a theme of Italy. It's hot. We went in July. It's hot. So the boat ride was about an hour. I think there were 3 other stops before ours. So we were the last 2 to get off. So there was a single person traveling by themselves. There was a family of 4 traveling. Oh, then there was another family that joined us.
Like 4.
And then those 2 women. So yeah, it was a long boat ride. But I mean, it was cool. But it was a long boat ride. And then we pull up to our dock, and the transfer person had said, your hotel, it doesn't have the name of your hotel on it. It has this different name on it. So that's what you need to look for. Sorry, you probably hear a lot of scooting. Reese isn't used to sitting still this long. So he's just going to be still now and quiet. And luckily our tour guide was waiting there on the dock. And so we saw her right away, and I just, like, we had made it. Somebody's there. They can help take care of us. And yeah, she helped us walk to the hotel, and it was a very short walk. The person made it seem like it was gonna be like 2 blocks. It was like half a block. It was very short. And that was when we met Francesca. So I don't know that we have an actual picture of just Francesca. She's in the background of some of our pictures, but she was our tour guide. So how it worked with Gate 1 is she was with us from that moment until we got in the taxi to go back to the airport to come back home. So she was with us like 90% of the time. In Venice, we stayed in the NH, I don't know what that stands for, NH Santa Lucia. And so we will put a room tour in here. All right, so we have arrived at our first hotel. Reese, do you want to open those curtains over there so we can see? This is the bathroom, so it's very nice. This is the NH Venezia Santa Lucia.
brick wall.
So, closet, and we have 2 beds. They're pushed together, but that's fine. There's 2 beds. So, there's Reese, the TV, and then yes, our beautiful room is that's the view. But overall, a really nice hotel. We are finally here. We're gonna get settled and get some gelato. All right, so that was our room. And Reese, favorite hotel room of our Italy trip? Venice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not my favorite. It was small. Why did you like it?
Oh, I think I liked it because it was the smallest.
Cozy, cute, great view.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, not my favorite, but it did the trick. Actually, it didn't do the trick. We didn't really sleep very well in that hotel, but I don't think it was the hotel's fault. I think it was jet lag's fault. So, it was nice and cold. So that was awesome. The Wi-Fi worked great. It was really easy to access. And we did. I mean, we checked in. Francesca kind of gave us a lowdown of a little bit of stuff. We went up to our room. They brought the bags up to the room. Up to floor 1. This is a whole thing. This is a whole thing. I didn't know this. I've never been to Europe before. Ground level is floor 0. So we went up to the first floor. Okay. Anyway, so we went up, they brought our bags, and I kind of grabbed the things that I thought we would need, and we headed out. Yes, we were exhausted. Yes, it felt like, I mean, at that point it was probably noon by the time we had ridden the boat and all that kind of thing. So it felt like 5 in the morning to us, and we hadn't really slept, but we hit the town running, and we went and found lunch. So we're going to put some pictures up here because this was our favorite meal. I am going to make a video of like favorites, like meals, hotel rooms, that kind of thing at the end of the series. So subscribe if you want to see that one. But this was our favorite meal. So I ordered spaghetti carbonara. You ordered
spaghetti pomodoro.
Spaghetti pomodoro. And it came and I was like, oh, this is really good. I had never had carbonara before. And Reese liked his pomodoro, but he tried the carbonara and he was like, oh my gosh, that is really good. So we switched. I was kind and helpful and we switched. So it was a really good deal. I did write down prices when I could remember them. So the carbonara was €9.50. And again, most of the time we were there, the entire time we were there, euros and dollars were about 1-on-1. Sometimes it would be like 1.01 or 0.99, but it was just about, so I'll say euros, you can think dollars.
And a couple of the days it was exactly.
Yeah, a couple of days it was exact. So the pomodoro was €8.50, which I feel like you go to Arby's and you get a value meal, it's gonna be $10. So I was like, oh, okay. The Diet Cokes, which they don't have Diet Cokes. This is Mexico all over again. It's Coke Zero. So we just got 2. I just knew we needed caffeine. They were €4 each. Yeah. We thought they charged us for bread. They brought us bread. They did not charge us for the bread. We realized this later. They charged us a coperto. I don't know what that means in Italian. Duolingo didn't teach us that. But it is the service charge. And later we learned that that applies to everyone in Venice, to locals in Venice, to all the restaurants in Venice. That's just the well, it's like their covered charge, because then there was also a service charge. So that ended up being one of our most expensive meals, but it was delicious and it was our favorite. And then we slid not too far down and got a mainstay in our Italian vacation of
gelato.
Gelato. I don't like gelato.
It's delicious.
So we had found a stand. It was €1.8. I'll put a picture here of Reese eating it out of a cone. We never made that mistake again, ever. A dish is the way to go. And we had gelato, well, Reese had gelato every day, I think. In every town. Yeah, because even like Pisa and Assisi, yeah, you had it. There was never a difference between cone and cup. Now, some places had fancy cones, and I would assume that that's an upcharge, but yeah, it was 1.8. We got a small, and it was huge, as you could see by the picture. It was enormous. So that was such a good deal. I think that's your favorite gelato.
Yeah.
Favorite gelato, Venice. And it was also the cheapest. So that was great. Then we decided to walk kind of towards the Rialto. previously I had said, if you watch other videos, what I did is I just put my phone in airplane mode. We did not have access to Wi-Fi unless we were at the hotel, but I had downloaded the Venice map so I could access that offline. And we kind of used that, but I mean, you just kind of, there's so many little alleyways and dark hallways and that kind of thing. We just kind of knew the direction to walk, and we ended up finding it. So we have some video I can put in here of us walking up the Rialto Bridge. You can see it's very busy. So this was a Saturday. So I don't know if it's different other days. We went the next day too, but those are both weekend days. So that's not much help in the difference between them.
Did we go the next day?
Yeah, we went to the next day. We weren't planning on it, but we ended up finding it.
Wasn't that the day after?
We were only in Venice for 2 days. And so, yeah, we found the Rialto Bridge, and I just acted Italian, and we didn't wait patiently for a spot to open up. I just kind of like worked our way up there, and we just took a bunch of pictures of us on the bridge because I just figured one of them had to turn out. And then we walked back for dinner. So how it works for Gate 1, and I think this is pretty consistent, is that first night you have a dinner together. So we walked back, we had enough time to just kind of shower. I didn't wash my hair, but just kind of like rinse off and, you know, touch up makeup and change clothes, because you sweat every day. Every day you need 2 outfits if you go in July.
Maybe even more.
Maybe even more. Yeah. Dinner was at 6 in the hotel room. I mean, not like our hotel room. In the hotel's like, that's where we had breakfast, the breakfast room. So it started at 6. We were sitting down at a table for 6. So there was 2 couples and then us. And I'm waiting for the Gate 1 people to send me a survey, and I have so many good things to say, but this is an area that I think they could change, because everyone in that room, and there was 29 of us, was exhausted, obviously. And dinner, we were in there at 6, and there were some snacks. But I'll put a picture of Reese and I right here. We took a couple while we were just waiting for Francesca to get done talking, and she had a lot of good information, and she handed out like papers with all kinds of information, Fahrenheit and Celsius conversion charts and Euro conversion, like all of it, and it was great. And that information from 6 to 6:45 was awesome. And then that's when dinner started. So they brought out an appetizer, which was like, my mom makes a breakfast casserole that's made with eggs, and that's kind of what it was like with the cheese sauce. I liked it. What'd you think?
It was horrible.
Then, so you eat that, and then you sit for a while. And then they brought out gnocchi. I really liked it. What'd you think?
It was horrible.
Yep. This is going to be a theme. Subscribe if you want to see how this theme plays out. Then they brought out chicken legs and roasted vegetables. I think it was carrots and potatoes. And I was like, and I was polite. I just said, oh, no, thank you. Because I was pretty full, and I was also done. I was like, done. So Reese and I did not eat the chicken. I don't know how people did it. After eating like an egg thing and a plate of gnocchi with tomato sauce, and people eat this chicken and vegetables, and this is just all taking a long time. And then they brought out tiramisu. I know I don't like tiramisu because I don't like the taste of coffee. What do you think of tiramisu?
It was horrible.
Yeah. So they also had wine. I think I had a small glass. I don't really like wine. I tried it and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And so here's my suggestion, is that instead on that first night, Gate 1 have a cocktail hour from like 6 to 7 with some snacks or wine. That's fine. We get all of our information and we introduce each other. We get to know each other, because this was a Saturday night. We didn't actually say what our names were till Monday, till we were on a bus, so you couldn't really see who was saying their name and where they're from. And so, and at that point, you've like been with these people, you've been doing tours with these people for a while, so it's just a little awkward. So I would say from 6 to 7, do a cocktail hour with information and get to know people. But I don't know. I'll add that to my survey. We'll see what they say. So we did not get out of there until 8:30. So again, that's almost 2 hours just of eating time. And I know, like, that's the Italian thing, is to like enjoy your meal and savor it. But on a day or a night when everyone is jet lagged, and you don't know anybody at your table, and we are not good at small talk. It was really painful. It was a really painful experience. Anyway, we also kept checking our clock because earlier that day we had walked by a store and they had $10 dresses. And there was a dress that I really wanted, and I hadn't got it, but I just kept thinking about it, and I wanted to go back and find that dress and buy it, and Reese needed food. So we left at 8:30, we scampered upstairs, dropped off some things, grabbed other things that we needed, and we skedaddled. We left the hotel room and we walked around. So again, we left the hotel probably at like 8:45. We felt very safe though.
Yeah.
Very safe in Venice. The only time we felt the slightest unsafe, we had walked into a grocery store. This was earlier in the day on our first day, and a guy was kind of walking really close behind us. So I don't, maybe he was just like, oh, you gosh darn tourists, you're in my way. I'm just here to make a quick grocery run, and we were just in the way. Or maybe he was trying to pickpocket. I don't know. But yeah, we walked outside at night. We felt very safe. It was great. I got the dress. It was awesome. And Reese got more gelato. So we made it back to the hotel, and we were in bed by 9:30. Spoiler alert, I slept for 2 hours, then I was up for 3 hours, and then I slept for like 3 hours. And that was how jet lag affected me. But we did get to bed nice and early. So that was our first full day of Venice. Be sure to subscribe if you want to hear more about Venice, including Murano, because we're going there tomorrow, Pisa, Tuscany,
Assisi.
Assisi, Florence, and Rome. That's all for now. Bye.